William Bill Anthony Ott was last seen on April 5, 2012, when he was dropped off near Mohawk Canyon on the Hualupai Reservation. Bill intended to hike alone for 21 days and had enough supplies with him for his hike. Bill is described as an experienced hitchhiker and river runner. He did not have a cell phone but did have GPS. He was observed along the Colorado River, and it is believed that he may have hiked down to the lower Colorado River to contact river guides. It was also thought that he may have hitchhiked to the Flagstaff area. William Anthony Ott is described as a white male and at the time of his disappearance was 65 years old. He was 6 feet tall and weighed 180 pounds. He had brown hair and blue eyes. It is unknown what clothing he was wearing at the time of his disappearance, but he was seen carrying a gray backpack with a black top and blue trim. Today, Bill would be 76 years old. Drake Lyons Kramer was last seen on February 1, 2015. He checked into the Bright Angel Lodge on the south rim of Grand Canyon National Park on January 31st. He then checked out the next day on February 1st. Drake was reported missing on February 2nd when his car was found at the lodge. According to his family, Drake suddenly left his Texas home and texted his family informing them that he drove to California and to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. His last text said that he loved everybody and that he needed to be back with Mother Earth and set his soul free. Drake's family said he seemed to be in good spirits at the time of his disappearance. Drake was an employee at Lowe's Home Improvement. He had earned an associate's degree from Northwest Vista College and had recently transferred to the University of Texas at San Antonio to study geology. His father described him as frugal, a hard worker, and a good student who loves nature. Drake Lyons Kramer is described as a white male and at the time of his disappearance was 21 years old. He was 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed 140 pounds. He had brown hair and blue eyes. Drake usually wore dark-colored clothing, a backwards baseball cap, or a dark-colored bandana. Today he would be 34 years old. Morgan Elias Heimer was last seen on June 2, 2015 on the Colorado River within Grand Canyon National Park. He was working as a guide for Tour West, a commercial rafting company, and was on day 6 of an 8-day whitewater rafting trip when he went missing. He was last seen standing with the tour group on a low cliff at the water's edge in the vicinity of River Mile 213 near Pumpkin Springs at 4 p.m. The guides had taken the group up a side creek and were walking back to the boats at the time. According to the lead guide, Morgan mentioned to him that he wanted to take time off that afternoon. Then the lead guide walked away from the cliff to talk to a client, and when he looked back, Morgan was gone. The guide assumed Morgan had gone on a break. No one realized that he was missing until 7 p.m. when he didn't show up for dinner and they were unable to find him. Morgan Heimer is from Cody, Wyoming, and was enrolled at the University of Wyoming studying English. He is an experienced outdoorsman and river guide and an excellent swimmer. An extensive search turned up no indication of his whereabouts. Morgan Elias Heimer is described as a white male and at the time of his disappearance was 22 years old. He was 6 feet tall and weighed approximately 180 pounds. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a blue plaid long-sleeve shirt, bright-colored shorts, Chaco flip-flops, and a maroon Nike baseball cap, a dark-colored Astral Life jacket, and possibly a cross necklace. He was carrying a purple water bottle. Today, Morgan would be 29 years old. Floyd E. Roberts III was last seen on June 17, 2016, while on a 9-day hike with lifelong friends. They were hiking in the extreme western portion of Grand Canyon near Kelly Tanks in Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument. Floyd decided to take a different route than his group and was to meet up with them on the other side of the hill. However, he was not seen again. The group searched for him but could not find him. After camping for the night, the remaining group hiked to a spot with cell reception and reported Floyd missing on Saturday, June 18th. 7 ground teams, including sniffer dogs and a helicopter, searched 10 square miles in 6 days in the heat and tough terrain, but the search was scaled back on June 24th. A high school teacher and resident of Treasure Island, Florida, Floyd E. Roberts III was described as a white male and at the time of his disappearance was 52 years old. He was 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed 170 pounds. He had gray hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a red long-sleeve shirt, blue jeans, multicolored mesh Nike sneakers, a blue low alpine backpack, and white-rimmed sunglasses with orange lenses. Today, Floyd would be 58 years old. John Young Won was last seen on September 17, 2017. He was from Los Angeles, California at the time of his disappearance. His white Toyota Camry was found parked at Moran Point on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. The vehicle had previously been sighted near the New Hanch trailhead. It had been reported that Juan had no plans to visit the Grand Canyon. After an extensive search, nothing was found regarding his whereabouts. Jung Young Won is described as an Asian male and at the time of his disappearance was 45 years old. He was 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed 120 pounds. He had black hair and brown eyes. It is unknown what clothing he was wearing at the time of his disappearance. Today, Jung Young would be 50 years old. If you have any information on one of these cases, please contact the Coconino Sheriff's Office at 928-226-5033 or the Cold Case Division at 928-774-4523. You can also contact the National Park Service tip line by calling or texting 888-653-0009. You may also email nps_isb@nps.gov. Thanks for watching.